Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chris, arch-usa.com, with predictions and a discussion topic about StockX and where the company is headed. You see me holding my book in my hand. You guys can go and buy the book on Amazon.com, and or you can go to the website and download it and start reading it immediately as a PDF to your phone. It's up to you. Anyway, the book is Sneaker Resale and Retail in the New Normal. Why am I talking about and making predictions about StockX? A lot has changed in just the last month with the platform, and I know other channels are probably talking about resale or talking about what's hot, but they're not paying attention to what's happening on the business side of things. So this is going to be a business discussion, and those of you who are down for that kind of thing, stay tuned and just follow along. Now, I would insert like theme music, but I don't have any, so forget that. All right, in the book, in chapter 5, right, I made a comparison in this book about The Real and StockX. The Real is a luxury resale platform. They basically IPO'd a couple of years ago. And this is what's important about that IPO and why I'm comparing it to StockX. I know you guys are like, man, get to it. What are you trying to say? I'm going to read from the book first, and then I'm going to tell you and talk about the things that you're looking at on the desktop that are over here to the side, okay? The Real didn't turn a profit, but was able to IPO and generate over $300 million in their launch. They had lost $76 million in 2018 and $42 million the year before that. Why is that important? And why am I comparing that to StockX? StockX has been losing money, I think, and I don't have access or privilege to see the books for StockX. We won't get any of that information possibly until after the company IPOs, all right? But they've been losing money for a long time, and I'm going to tell you where and how they are starting to pick up more of that revenue again, and it's going to actually disrupt the growth of StockX in sneakers. Now, they've done so well, and they're going to they have to shoot themselves in the foot a little bit, but they're only doing it in increments that are not really being paid attention to by those people who are selling on the site. All right, so keep reading here. StockX attained $1 billion valuation. The co-founder stepped down, that was Josh Luber, and an eBay exec, Scott Cutler, steps in. This is a sign that StockX may be preparing for an IPO as well. We know that the company is going towards an IPO. I had made that prediction about 4 or 5 when I made that prediction years ago. Anyway, the question is, why and how are online sites generating these fantastic valuations, doing so without turning a profit? While StockX is a private company and information on the income is not readily available, the amount of advertising, the number of employees they have, and the fact that, like Amazon, StockX is losing money on their shipping, and the shipping and receiving is killing StockX. It's operating at a loss. And that gives you a really clear picture that StockX's valuation is rooted in its software and its users. StockX has one of the most accessible UX, CX experiences on the market, and the site could easily shift into other areas. Now, they have shifted into other areas. We know that StockX is doing art now. They're doing electronics now. They are expanding and going across the globe. And it's important that you hear.
It's actually increased 35% since just December of 2020. What do you think investors are seeing in your company right now? What do you think they're seeing as far as your growth prospects?
Well, our ambition is to be a global marketplace for consumers of current culture. When you look at the trends
now,
in our business,
think about this. They had up there $3.8 billion for kicks. Notice Scott Cutler did not say we're going to be the marketplace for sneakers. He said we are going to be the marketplace for current culture. That means that they are attempting to capitalize on cool across the entire spectrum of products. StockX has to shift because the sneaker side of things may have been what boosted them, but it's also what's breaking them. How do I know that? How can I say that? All right, let me put this down and let's get started on the meat of this conversation. This is where it's going to get deep and heavy. All right, let's do this. On 4/22, they sent an email. And that email says, starting today, StockX is raising our minimum seller fee from $7 to $9 for sneaker watch collectibles. This didn't get any, there's nothing on YouTube. Nobody's talking about it, but this is a huge, huge, huge deal. And I'm sure people are like, well, why is it a big deal? For a seller like me and for many sellers across the spectrum, we sell shoes that are under $100. All right? The Air Force One, so 507 pair of the Air Force One. Those shoes are under $100 shoes. When you sell a shoe like that at $100, you used to get $89. Doesn't sound like a lot until you realize now that they've switched it and increased the fees, I only get $88, which means they're making $1 on each of those shoes. Now, that's just one shoe. All right? So that $1 for me means I lose $507. It also means I lose $250 on the blazer because the blazer is an under $100 shoe. I can keep going about all of the shoes that are selling below $100 and talk about the fact that StockX is making now $1 to $2 a pair on those shoes. So they picked up money by doing this. That's the first thing. When you would get a return from StockX, typically they wouldn't charge you for shipping. They've done that for 3 or 4 years where they didn't charge you for shipping. They also didn't hit you with the restocking fee of sending it back to you. They are now combining the shipping and the restocking fee in this 15% fee when it doesn't pass verification. This shoe didn't pass verification. If you see here, they could have wiped that off. Somebody tried it on. That's my fault though. I can't blame StockX for that. But they could have wiped it off and sent it on to the customer. But they make more money on me, basically, by returning it. Because they made the money from the initial transaction. They took their 11% on the initial transaction. So they made that money already. Got it? When you come back and they send the shoe back to me, they're now getting $17.25. $7.25 is going towards the shipping coming back to me, and they pick up $10 on this return. That now puts them at a break even. Notice what I just said. It puts them at a break even. StockX has been losing money on the shipping this entire time, and here comes my prediction. In the next 3 to 6 months, StockX is going to put in a shipping charge on the seller side of the fees. Did you just catch that? It's an opportunity for a company like eBay or Kixify or someone else, because right now it says shipping free. That's going to change and become maybe a $7 to $10 charge on the seller. The seller is now going to have to increase the amount that they're selling the shoes for. There won't be as many shoes being sold below retail anymore because the shipping will prevent that from happening. But that shipping is going to also look great on StockX's side, as they are no longer going to eat the cost of giving the seller free shipping. Think about it like this. If I ship something directly to you and you pay for it, I'm covered. But if I ship it to StockX and then it has to go to you, somebody's taking the L, and StockX has been taking that L for 4 years. I'm going to stop it right there. If you want me to dive and dig into this a little bit more, I will. I'm saying go and subscribe to the site. Of course, pick up the book and leave questions, man. This is some heavy stuff to talk about. As StockX moves closer to this IPO, expect to see this prediction come true. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Subscribe. You'll like it.